Morning you guys, it's Karen and I've got a bit of an unusual video to do for you today. I don't know what I'll title it, but it's just telling you about Watson and holidays. So I suppose it's talking about our holiday and why it wasn't necessarily the best to do with Watson. There were some things that happened on holiday that were a bit rubbish, like it rained heavily every day, almost all day, which that in itself wouldn't spoil a holiday for us. But I had a pain in my boob, which was so bad I could barely concentrate on anything. I thought that Watson had injured it. I think he probably like jumped on me and just bruised it. The restaurant didn't have a huge amount of choice or a huge amount that appealed to me, because you guys know I'm a fussy eater, and so we ended up getting some food to cook in the lodge, and that didn't work out. First we undercooked it, then we burnt it because it was a gas oven and we didn't know how to use it. What else? Watson's lump wasn't gone at the time, and so we were still worried about that. He had a limp, which we were worried about. There was a few things on holiday. But the biggest thing, and the biggest kind of question mark I've been left with, is whether to go on holidays at all in the future with Watson, because or with or without Watson, because he did not enjoy the holiday. One of the interesting things I thought was, I put pictures of Watson's holiday on Instagram. You know, I put lots of pictures on Instagram. I put lots of pictures on Facebook. They would have been pictures of the countryside or little clips of him getting massages at, you know, when we were in the lodge. And a lot of the comments are, Watson looks like he's having an amazing time. The weather looks lovely. And I thought that just shows you that what you see on social media is really just a tiny part of the picture. And of course I'm not going to put a picture of us all standing there soaking wet going, this is shit. You know, I put up the pictures on the days that I was able to take out my phone for like half an hour where it wasn't raining. I did some videos and took some pictures, and you know, I put the nice cute videos of me giving Watson little scratches when we were in the lodge, but the overall picture was that he was anxious, and I don't think he got an awful lot out of the holiday. So just so you know, and I know that this part will come with judgment, but so be it. We have never left Kev and I have never left Watson overnight. Well, not never, once when he was, like, he must have been 4 or 5 months old. We left him with my friend overnight, one night, and that's it. Since then, so for 4 years, we've never left Watson overnight. And like I said, I know that a lot of people will think that's very weird. A lot of people will judge that, perhaps rightly so, because I think this is a problem in a way that we've caused. But Kev and I, we'd done all the holidays we wanted to do. We'd been to all the cities we wanted to do. So we've never had a desire thus far to go on holiday without him, without Watson. And there's really been no other reason to leave him overnight, and we haven't wanted to. I mean, we don't even go out to dinner without him. You know, we take him, if we go to dinner, we're so lucky that we've got 5 or 6 restaurants to choose from that take dogs that we love. So again, no reason not to. Watson is a high maintenance dog in all sorts of ways, but he's particularly routine oriented, as I know a lot of dogs are. And a vet even suggested once that he could have a form of canine autism that is not yet an official thing, but he believes in it. And some vets don't, some vets do, which was interesting, because Watson is definitely, he has a lot of characteristics that my nephew has, and my nephew is autistic. And there's a lot of things where he has to do things a certain way with a certain person at a certain time. For example, he drinks water at 8:30 every night, has done since we got him as a puppy. He will only play with me after his evening walk, and it's only a game of sort of tug, but I have to hold the thing like this, and it's not even tug, he'll chew it. There's not really anything else he'll play with. He won't play with toys at any other time of day other than after his evening walk. His evening walk is done by, his morning walk is done by Kev. If I go to walk him, he would just look and be like, what's happening? This is, you know, there's a lot of things that he's very used to doing at a certain time. And that kind of extends to holidays. So he's never been a huge fan of holidays, in that it's always taken him a day or two to sort of settle in. And we used to only do hotel holidays, and we thought, well, let's try a lodge holiday because it will be more like a home from home, and maybe he'll prefer that. And the way that we could tell he didn't like these holidays is, although he loved the walks that we went on, he would be cuddly with us, and Watson is not a cuddly dog. He's the kind of dog that when we're watching TV, he might be behind the curtain in the room with us, but he could just as likely be in his bedroom or anywhere else in the house, because he doesn't very often stay in the room with us. He doesn't like to sleep in the room with us at night. We would love him to sleep in the room. We would love him to sleep on the bed, to be honest, but he likes to sleep in his own room. So he's a very independent dog, and if you sat next to him on the sofa, he'd probably move. But when we go on holiday, he comes and sits next to one of us. And in fact, when we were in that hotel in Aviemore, he slept on the bed between us with one paw on Kev and one paw on me at all times. So that's the first thing we notice, is he's always extra cuddly. He doesn't eat his dinner for the first couple of days. He will eat treats, but he won't eat his dinner. And you can just tell he's like hyper alert, you know, any movement from one of us, he's like, where are you going? And in fact, one holiday we had in Dumfries, Kev took him out for a walk when we arrived while I was unpacking, and Watson left him, ran away from him. And then I took him out for a walk the following morning, and he ran away from me back to the hotel. It's like he's just so anxious, we've got to stay together, you know. So like I said, it normally only lasts a day or two, but with this holiday, it seemed to last all the way through. And so he was anxious most of the time. He was hyper alert most of the time. I don't think he ever fully relaxed. I don't think he ever fully slept properly. Great for us because we got a lot of cuddles, but I don't want cuddles from him at the expense of him being anxious, of course. He didn't eat his dinner, wouldn't eat food. Yeah, he just never got used to being there for some reason. And although, you know, he enjoyed the walks enough, he doesn't like walking in the rain. And so, like I said, I don't think there was an awful lot there for him, which is why I was trying to give him these little scratchy scratches, because I know he does like that. Although he doesn't like cuddles, he's happy for you to give him scratches. If you stop, he'll be off. You know, he won't stay there for an extended cuddle. But I just don't, we just were like, no, he didn't enjoy that. He loved being home. He was so excited to get home. And then the second week of our holiday, when Kev was off work, we did go out for the day, which he loved. We went to Bamborough Castle, and he really did enjoy that. It was a nice day. He had a good run around, and we went home at the end of the day, and he was delighted to be home and be in his own bed, you know. I say be in his own bed, we do take his bed with us. So yeah, it's a bit of a dilemma because, like I said, we don't have any plans or desires to go on holiday without Watson. We like to go on holiday as a family with Watson, but I don't want to do something that he hates, you know, that means he's anxious for the whole time. And I do accept that this is, you know, we've made a rod for our own back because we've never left him. But like I said, that was a very conscious choice, and a lot of it was to do with he had very bad separation anxiety for the first year of his life, which was really serious. Like, he could have injured himself. He tried to like bite the bars, and you know, could have broken his teeth and whatnot. And so that was definitely a factor in us not leaving him. But like I said, it's the choice, it's what we want to do. So let me know what you think. I just thought I would tell you about it, see if anybody else has any similar experiences, because I've never met another dog like it. I've never met another dog like Watson. He is so unusual, so unique, you know, in every way, that I would love to hear from anybody who has had a similar experience. Actually, saying that, while we were away, we did meet somebody who said they wanted to say hello to Watson in the restaurant, and they were saying that their dogs were at home because they don't do well on holidays. But it was more that there was too many smells and they got too hyper, rather than they were anxious and didn't like it. So yeah, let me know if this has happened to you and what you do in that case. I would imagine that most people will have somebody they trust to leave their dog with, and that would be a solution. But unfortunately, we're not really in that position. I would trust my walker with him, and we left him with the walker for a Saturday recently when I went to the dog show, because they don't accept dogs, and Kev was at a golf competition. And I've also got some friends that I know that I would trust with him, but we just wouldn't want to leave him for any length of time. You know, like I said, when Kev takes time off work, he wants to spend it with Watson because he doesn't get to see him much because he's at work, you know, a lot of the time. He gets in late. So it's a tricky one. So we're talking about, Kev's got some holidays. He's got some annual leave to use up. So in November, he's going to take a week off and we're just going to stay at home and go for days out. But yeah, I don't know what we're going to do going forward. Never have any more holidays, or should we put ourselves first and go? Because the reason that Kev likes to go away to these lodges is he said it's the only time I relax. And in a weird way, you know how they say when you're on a plane, put your child's mask on first, put your own mask on first so that you can look after your child. I think, should I go on these holidays and take him with us? Because if I relax, it's better for Watson anyway, because they do sort of mirror your feelings and, you know, catch your feelings if you like. But yeah, I thought I would tell you about it, see what you thought, see if anybody else had been through it, and take it from there. I suppose I could do all the things that I used to do for him for his separation anxiety. So put on a thunder jacket, spray some DAP spray, what else? Give him some CBD. I did give him some CBD tablets, but maybe rub some in his gums, you know, that kind of thing. I could maybe think of doing that. Like I said, let me know what you think. I thought I'd just come on and tell you. I thought it was kind of ironic, like I said, that the amount of pictures and whatnot I put up perhaps didn't tell the full story. So thank you so much for listening today, and I'll speak to you again soon.